Ah.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
Oh, I need a drink after all that
Ah.
epicness.
Oh man. Beautiful. Nom, nom, nom. So for you guys who haven't joined us before, it's kind of a bit of a tradition to return with a drink. Oh,
Mm.
I know that Mama Thorpe joins us for a drink.
Go on,
Yeah.
Mama.
Oh.
Yeah, Mama Thorpe. So yeah, so we've returning back. I'm just going to move my camera a little bit. There we go. Returning back to this wonderful street. Ah. Oh my word, Tunk. Calling the automaton out.
Well, I put on my cap, I put it forwards, and then, like in any intense Pokemon battle, I've turned it around because I'm in business now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, he wants to be the very best.
Yeah, especially now that we've got essentially half the street now is ignoring you, which is quite an interesting idea. So Dan, let's go to Dan and see what's going on in the chat. How are we doing?
Yeah, so lots of very active chat today, which has been really lovely. My favorite bit so far is I put a question to the chat about let's hear what their finishing moves are, seeing as Tunk has been practicing his. And my favorite two are Alex's was the Gaulier, which is kind of like vicious mockery but more French. Alex, I'd quite like to know what the French mock that you sent in the direction is. I'd quite like to hear that. And then the other one is from Bevans, which is the heavens above. When an opponent is prone / on all fours position, leap off a table, launching both feet at opponent's spine. Bevans is not fucking about.
No, no. Oh my word, Bevers. Really nice. That's really nice. Okay, so if you got any other finishing moves you want to add in, I kind of want to hear Mama Thorpe's at some point. What Mum's like finishing move will be. So please do let us know.
I'm excited.
Let's just put this battle in as attack. Sorry guys, I'm just putting some extra actions in. So I'll be as quick as I can. So we're coming up to this fight. Ooh.
Yeah. I was getting Forge of Fury vibes because obviously we didn't know what was happening, but just suddenly, remembering what when we had that really bad encounter with the lizard folk. Sorry for anyone who's catching up. But Tunk went off on one, and I think that was almost like I very nearly had a moment with Oshi that was like this is the Forge of Fury all over again. Like
reminiscent.
so Tunk's gone off.
Oh yeah, the last time we almost died. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, so but look, that was in your imagination, so wasn't it?
Yeah. But just
Not
thinking
this.
it's like, oh, that's how Tunk reacts in when it comes to loss. Like,
Yeah, man. Yep.
oh God.
Right. So you've got this damaged hand, Tunk.
Mm-hmm.
And you kind of walk down the street and you can kind of feel this definite divide that seems to be happening as you walk through the street. As your hand is like almost cramping up. Is there any way you want to go to have a look at?
I think the loos, they've helped us since we were children.
Yeah, all right. So you kind of get to the loos, and the door kind of opens, and you see Minnie, the big 7.5-foot Goliath, and she's just like, "Come in, now, in." She kind of rushes you in, and kind of shuts the door closed. And she turns the sign over. She's like, "What? What? What?"
Tunk told the blades that he's not doing what they say anymore.
Tunk, you're either incredibly brave or incredibly stupid.
Or just angry. Incredibly angry.
Yeah. can see that.
Can you fix me? And he holds out his bleeding hand.
And he just turns over and is like, Nanny! And sort of this other 7.5-foot tall, 80-year-old Goliath with a pinny on. It's got like small flowers on it. She comes to us and says, yes, oh my lord. And she comes over to your hand and she kind of starts to examine it. I'm going to I might do a little roll on this actually, do a medicine check on her. See how badly she rolls this up.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a nat one.
And she kind of looks at it. She's like, oof. Well, the best thing to do is to so just roll it and wrap it up, I suppose. Get the salt. She goes and she gets a handful of salt, essentially, and pours it across the cuts in your hands and starts wrapping your hand up. And she wraps it up almost like a stump, so it's like this, essentially. And the pain is excruciating. Can you do a wisdom saving throw for me, please? Actually, no, let's make it con save.
Con save 9.
Pain is it almost knocks you out. It's so painful.
I think it's the first time that Tunk has had something that's actually kind of bypassed this anger. No reason or sense or his family behind him or his built family behind him. This pain is the first thing that has kind of pierced that shroud of anger.
What did you do, boy? And it's when she says boy, it reminds you back. It sends you right back to being about 10 years old. When you threw a stone at a window because Oshi said it wouldn't break if you threw a stone at a window.
Tunk told Mama Blade that he's not doing what she says anymore.
You stupid boy. You know that they will kill you.
Yep. But now Tunk is ready for that.
After all these years, you should have been the last one to grow up. And now I'm happy to call you a man.
Thank you.
Mr. Tunk. And she looks down at their hand and she says, that may hurt for a while.
I'm not worried about my hand hurting. I got bigger things to deal with.
Like what?
Doesn't matter.
This is a dark place. Blackstar Lane. It's our home. But we have lived under tyranny for a long time. Arfa was the dam that held back the tyranny. But she will hurt you. Let alone our next door neighbours. Please, Mr. Tunk, and please, Oshi, you are not involved with them next door. Please tell me that to be true. Do you want to do a deception check on that head shake?
Thing is, I don't think she is properly. I can do a deception.
Well, if you're not
Oh.
properly,
Okay.
Oh, I mean, do that versus deception if you want to.
Because I don't think, I think they've almost, maybe naively been like almost like flirting with both sides, you know, like, oh, like fritting around, da, da, da. Obviously now the claim is slightly more wavered to Alphonse, but I don't, they've, although she probably has made a deal with him to speak to Mar in it, so.
So that head shake, I'm going to take the disadvantage on that. So the head shake, it's, you know, that kind of, it's such a petty child thing to do. I'm like, no. She's like, you stupid girl. Stupid girl. And you? She kind of looks over at Pups. You're in enough trouble with this community as it is. Please. I'll take your silence as guilt.
I was waiting for you to finish.
And it's like she begins to calm. You always were a polite boy.
You said you've lived through a lot of tyranny, right?
Yes.
So what happened? What was Blackstar Lane like before Arfa? Were you around?
It was worse than this. The old watch was more like a torture chamber. They terrorized us. Beat us in the street. Every coin given in charity was removed for security tax. Shops were often raided for no reason. Oftentimes because they hadn't paid the tax. Till one day, Sergeant Broker, also known as the Devil of Blackstar, stood in the center of the street, beating a young man with his walking stick. Damn that stick. And then the man grabbed hold of the stick. And Arfa, on his knees, stabbed the sergeant in the side with his blade. The riot went on for 4 days. But we got them out. Arfa was called as a hero. And he took his childhood sweetheart. I mean, she says that as like a... started a family. And that's when the ideas of dynasty kicked into his head. Idea of something lasting. And the money. Business. It disintegrated into mob-like rules. But the children could play in the street again.
And the grand?
Businesses could open again.
The children and the grandchildren, right?
Yes.
How many more people do you think there are in Blackstar Lane now?
Hundreds.
So what do you think would happen if someone else were to grab the stick?
Yes. There's some friends of mine I'd like to contact. Maybe they can help you. They are the Women's Association of Cakes and Kinship, also known as the WAC. I think Honest may have spoken to you about them. Is she?
No.
Small but dedicated force of warriors.
What do they fight for?
Cake. And kingship. They fight for the rights of those that are trodden and hurt. I hear number 9 is empty again. Maybe they can take up shop there.
I'd like to meet them.
I'm afraid you're not allowed to. Are she? Either you or Baggy, maybe?
Maybe. I'll have to speak to Baggy.
Where is she anyway?
She has a visit out of town. She's fixing something, a client.
Are you lying this time? I just want to check before I ask you for a roll.
Yeah, she is. I don't know if we're supposed to tell people.
Just lie as much as you can.
Persuasion.
Deception, isn't it?
Deception, please.
Oh, for flipping hell.
I'm sure she's doing fine wherever she is.
Baggy's magic.
Oh.
Oh my.
Good. Yeah, that's all she kind of says to the matter. You have all stepped a very dangerous route. But if you are successful, they will sing your name for days and years and decades to come. Now, have you had enough to eat? And she sort of goes into that motherly kind of moment.
No, I'm pretty hungry.
Yeah, same.
Of course. And she kind of like ushers you upstairs, and you kind of know exactly where you're going. You're going upstairs to the kitchen, to Nana Lou's kitchen, and she's just making a really simple like potato stew. But it's probably your favourite like meal you used to have as kids was potato stew. It's like a very fortuitous, but I seem to be making your favourite food. 2 bowls, is it, Mr. Dunk?
Yes, please. Also, all the food you make is my favorite food.
Oh, you're such a sweetheart.
Thank you.
And you go to grab a spoon, and she slaps your hand. Wash your hands, Mr. Dunk.
Oh, okay.
And you guys all go into that automatic, like, okay, we're going to wash our hands and go wash our faces. Yes. And you kind of come back and you sit down and you have this wonderful meal.
Show the hands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She's like, I don't need to see your hands. You're adults. And you have this great meal. But I think it's now starting to dawn on you, like what you might have done. I think, Tunk, it hasn't dawned on you. Like, you're 100%. Yeah, I did the right thing. Like, the two of you are kind of a little bit more logical and a bit more like, what's the word when you more practical in thought? What's that?
Pragmatic.
Pragmatic, that's the one. Thanks, Nat 20.
Welcome.
And you kind of now going through scenarios in your head. So, Pups, what's the worst, in your mind, what's the worst this could possibly go?
It's a bloodbath to the point where the City Watch comes in and just bulldozes this place and starts again. Okay. Everyone loses their home and their livelihood.
And Oshi.
The worst thing that could happen is if Oshi is on a job, not on Blackstar Lane, and she comes back and finds number 3 burnt to the ground with the doors locked and everyone was in it.
And Tunk, what's the best this way could go?
I die a free man.
And that's your kind of thoughts as you're eating the stew. So it's quite a tense dinner, I think. And your hand's really hurting. And you try to kind of move it inside the bandage, but you can't seem to get any movement really there yet. And you see that red stain across the top coming through. I think, Oshi, you see him looking at his arm.
Tunk.
Yeah?
Punch with your other hand today.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to figure whether I speak to the Watchers today or whether I could fight with 2 broken hands.
I just can't try and concentrate on the fight today. The Watchers is another bridge for us to cross another day. Enough excitement for today, don't you think?
I wouldn't call it excitement, but okay.
Thank you.
And
Tunk.
Tunk, I think you know, Tunk, that this is your strong hand. This is your leading hand when you're fighting.
What's happened?
Is Nana Lewin here?
I
Or are we on
think
our own?
I think she's maybe taken the plates away, and maybe you're sat in like a small sitting room.
Mm-hmm.
Very uncomfortable chairs, like wooden chairs. And she's in the kitchen, kind of cleaning the usual way she used to.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, pups.
I met a bloodstone today.
Jeremiah, I was going to speak to you about him.
That's amazing.
Yeah. He's my cousin. He told me my family's dead. So it's been a weird day.
Oh, Tunk.
Yep. Do not disappoint.
What's that?
Words I live by. I don't want to be told what to do anymore. You're the only family I got left, and I think it's about time we got to make the rules.
I agree, Tunk, but we need to find a strategy for these things.
We have a strategy. They can't kill us. You said it yourself. City Watch will be down here. And if they do, then at least we tried.
Tunk, you're somewhat of a public figure. Everyone knows Thumping Tunk Bloodstone. But who cares about the rest of us, really? They might not be able to get to you. But if you throw everyone against the wall by their neck that you see, they might come for us.
If you carry on the way you're going, you will have no family. They'll kill us all, Tunk, and they could have killed us then. We can save this conversation for after the fight, but we will die, and I will be the first, and then you watch Pups and Baggy die in front of you, probably. So don't do it. You don't make decisions for all of us.
Okay.
We need a strategy, a better, more clever strategy than throwing people around and shouting at the strongest family on the street. We can do it with smiles and turned heads, but not the way you've just done it. We were lucky. We're not always that lucky. Let's save this conversation for after the fight.
No, let's do it now.
Okay, you were stupid.
I don't think I was. I'm tired of being scared. And you're right, I don't speak for you. You didn't have to come with me. I gave you the choice when I walked into our room. You don't want to do this with me, then don't be with me. But it's pretty clear what I'm going to do. So unless you got another strategy for me, then I'm going to speak to the Watchers tomorrow and tell them the exact same thing.
I do have a strategy. We wait, we calm down, and we train. We get weapons, and we prepare ourselves. We try and find some allies on the street, Tunk. The four of us will do nothing. We go in, Trojan horse. We go in and kill them from the inside. We don't need everybody to know that we're creating enemies.
The Blades back down today. The Blades.
They didn't back down. We can't get anything from our side of the street. They said they'd burn us in our beds.
We disrespected them and they didn't kill us.
They
Free
can't.
little us. Walked in.
What's your end game, Tunk?
I'll die if I have to.
And your
What-
watchers die with you. Thank you.
You don't have to do this with me.
Yeah, well, friends help each other.
Then help me.
Does that include keeping you alive? I did something stupid and you bopped me on the head with your club. I didn't like it. But you did it because you thought it was right. And yeah, maybe you were right. I did something stupid because I was in pain. I don't want to see you in pain. But if I have to bop you on the head with something, I will.
Well, I'm talking to the Watchers tomorrow. Until then, we get through today.
Then you're gonna put your big stump on the table, and the other hand goes onto the other side of the table. As you kind of sat there with your hands like this over the table.
Well, if you do that, then we know where your loyalty lies, and you're selfish, and you're doing everything just for yourself, not for your family. Tunk.
I'm doing this for the street. But I'll do it alone if I have to.
You're not doing it for the street. You just said you won't be told what to do. You.
Mm-hmm.
You're not doing it for the street, heroic Tunk. You're doing it for yourself because you are in pain and you don't want anybody to tell you what to do because you think we've lived in fear our whole lives. Well, it'll be a lot scarier when you're on your own.
And Oshi, you kind of remember the idea of make-believe. And pretending.
I already am on my own.
Probably hurts more than anything Tunk has ever said, or anyone has actually ever said.
That's your choice, Tunk.
Yep. I'm gonna go. And Tunk just rises from the table and walks out of the room.
And Pops picks up a piece of potato and throws it at the doorway, not aiming to hit Tunk, but just trying to snap him out of it.
Does it work?
Nope. Keeps walking.
And the last thing you kind of hear is that slam of the back door of the butcher's. You can hear it even though you're on like the second floor. Do you want to stay with you two? Or do we want to follow Tunk?
I think stay with the two of them.
Yeah, the two of you sort of sit
we've got
there
some things to say.
You sit there for a good 4 minutes in silence, nursing a small brew of Assam's tea. And then you kind of stare at each other across the room. One of you says something.
What has happened?
We have a decision to make again, pups. It has to be. Okay. On a coin or?
How does it work this time?
It depends what. Well, I mean, heads is dead, so either heads we go to Alphonse before Tunk, or tails we wait and go with Tunk.
You know we're not messing around with this, right?
Where's your dagger?
It broke.
Oh, great. So we're walking into this and I'm the only one that's armed. Good.
No, you're not.
We're not messing around. We'll kill if we have to. It's kill or get killed, Pops.
Who are you talking about killing?
Alphonse. Or Billy. We could kill Billy. Let's kill Billy.
To what end?
Well, it sends a message. And people don't have to know it was us that killed him, but if he's dead, it certainly shakes things up a bit.
Us? Or me?
I can be there with you. I can create the situation.
You weren't there last time.
You did it. I knew you had it in your pups. I knew you would. See, at least we can trust each other. And clean, fine. You seem fine.
I am fine.
Good. I knew it, pups.
It wasn't clean though.
Can you do a wisdom saving throw, please, pups?
18.
Yeah, nothing. Completely fine.
Yeah, it was clean. I got quite a lot of money for it too. And a letter.
Mm. The letter.
Yeah, do you want to read it?
Yeah.
I'll read it to you after we go with Tunk. And Pups gets up and leaves.
You stood there with a coin in your hand, was she?
And she flips the coin.
Right, so one's his heads, two's his tails, yeah? Tail. As it kind of flicks onto the ground and sort of like... and you don't see the dragon's head that I suppose you wanted to see, really. You just grab the coin, pop it in your pocket. So you kind of like so Tunk. So all fights are made at the back of the Pollock and Pearl, I believe. Number 207 on Snail Street. It's a sailor's pub. Ran by a particular gentleman called Low Tide, who's a bugbear. And you,
It's a great
you go
name.
through the kind of the main room, and it's silent in there. I mean, there's like literally maybe one person drinking a sherry in the corner. And then you kind of walk through the back. Let's have a look. This one. As you kind of like go and you push open the doors of the back, and it's this huge raucous noise. Actually, I don't like this one. Well, should we go with this one? Nah. You kind of push open to this like massively overstuffed back room. And in the center is this like dirt square that's kind of in the center. There's a big board on the side, and it's just got, thumping Tunk. And it's got all of the different odds that are on the side. And it's got Jim Jam. And all the different odds that are on the side. The crowd sort of parts away as you kind of step forward. As you kind of walk away in your big kind of belly and your moustached beard, sort of walking through, feeling this moment of almost as if you just need to get a job done, in a way. As you look across and you see this like small other gentleman, actually, sort of standing on the side. Let's see if we can have a look what he looks like. He hasn't got a blade on him, but he's quite a smiley looking gentleman. Big chiseled chin. Definitely from outside of Waterdeep. Probably a sailor, probably a pirate. And you look over to him, and you go straight over to your corner. In the corner, you can see that there are your two Minotaur trainers standing there. Where have you been? I thought you were going to be late.
And Tunk kind of like, he has his back to them. Is he in the ring right now?
Yeah, it's literally like a square of men and people.
He kind of has his back to them with them over each shoulder. I didn't know the blades paid for my training.
But we'll talk about that later, all right? You've got things to focus on. All right?
You told me that you were training me because you believed in me.
I do believe in you. And I used to believe in yourself now, in this ring. All right? The fuck did you do to your hand?
I heard it.
Oh, fuck. And he puts his head in his face like this. He's like, that's your leading arm.
It's not gonna stop me.
Look, Jim Jam is he's a big lad.
Yep.
He's quick on his feet.
Yep.
He's fairly used to standing on uneven shorelines and boats in particular. Now look, remember what we said? You need to fall on a third, all right? So we need to do. Sorry, what? Tunk? Remember what we said?
Tunk's not gonna fall.
Okay. Tunk. Don't fuck about. Now.
And Tunk turnarounds and faces the two of them. Tunk is not gonna fall.
We'll see. Shall we? Yeah, let's just see. All right, you warmed up?
Yep.
You turn around, and there's a certain gentleman. There's actually this tiny little this gnome woman sort of goes into the center of this ring. Ladies, gentlemen, and everybody else is welcome. A bit of a fighting time. And everyone's like, ooh. They all get kind of excited. In this corner, we've got the outsider. He's the sailor, Jim Jam. And they're sort of like, way. Sort of play with. It's like, over in this corner, we've got a local legend. We've got our very own thumping tongue Bloodstar. And she sort of like goes backwards on herself and jumps in the air, and the whole crowd goes absolutely nuts as you just stand there. A bit like how Cantonar used to stand. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of just completely stood in the middle of it all. Do you actually hear the crowd, Tongue?
No, but he takes his kind of bloodied fist and he squeezes it with the other one to sharpen his focus with the pain. As like almost like an adrenaline shot.
Okay, so this is the rules that we're going to play with. All right.
Mm-hmm.
You've got up to 10 foot of movement. If you step out of that, you have the possibility of being hit. Okay, so you have an opportunity attack essentially. I
see. Okay.
You know, you can move around an opponent if you want to. But what we'll do is essentially a number of punches per round. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think the normal punching is 1 usually.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you have some few things up your sleeve.
Yeah. Do you want me to be rolling d20s for this?
Yeah. Yeah. We're rolling them like normal.
Yeah. I just don't have a unarmed on my character sheet.
Okay. Cool. So what I want you to do then? What's your strength?
Strength is 1. Yeah.
Okay. So let's do it. I reckon you've got proficiency.
Okay.
Fists, I reckon. So what we'll do is you'll make it a d20 plus 3 for the attack and a 1
Okay.
if it hits. All right.
Great.
All right. So we hear this. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna get ready for round 1. Dong, and she like hits this like silver plate, and the whole place goes nuts as you both sort of step in together. All right. So we do some initiative and see who's going to get the first attack. Alrighty.
17.
Oh,
Get
it's
in.
a great roll. Oh, and a 5 from Jim Jan. So literally, you step straight into the fray. So you have your first attack.
Yeah. Tunk steps in with his fists up. And he goes, hello, my name's Tunk. And he swings. That's a crit. Come on, son.
Oh yes!
All right, so you're gonna do 2 damage.
Oh, here again.
As literally, it's more the reaction of the crowd that gets it, because
Shit's getting exciting over here with this Guinness as well.
So you step forward and you smack him, and the sound of it silences the crowd for just a split second. You're just like, you know, I'm Tunk.
My name's Tunk.
Bang! Which hand do you use?
I'm going to go for the strong one to see how much I can actually hit with this.
All right, cool. So you hit full. But your next attack with that hand is going to be a disadvantage as you remember the pain. It hurts like hell. It really hurts. As he loses 2. Okay, let me just quickly put this in. Great. Yeah, so he loses 2. Okay, so then he has an opportunity. So he's actually going to turn, and you see him step. And he steps around to here. And he seems to be dancing. And that's kind of all he's going to do.
That's his turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Tunk's going to go with his left.
So you roll this with disadvantage as he's in dodge.
Okay. It's probably going to be a 3. Yep, it is.
It's a 3.
So
and
it's a
you
6.
You swing and he ducks under. And then he's going to go in for his attack unless you want to take any movement.
Nope, Tunk's going to stay in there.
Okay, so he swings down and then goes in for the attack into the body.
That's a hit.
Yeah,
20.
And he hits you for 1. But as he ducks down, he swings under and punches you into the side, into your ribs. And then goes back to you.
Tunk's staying put. And is going to go for another left jab. This is with... No, this is straight, is it?
Yeah, straight roll.
16.
16. Yep, so that hits, and so you take one off him. Great. Okay, and as you kind of like, you're getting ready for the fight again, he goes and he swings again for you.
Oh,
and,
that's a natural one.
And he swings across your head. Now, people ahead, we have a little house rule, which is a nat 1 means an opportunity attack. So the guy swings across like this, and then you have the opportunity to take the hit.
Tunk's going to try his new move. The bam.
Okay, so I'm going to want a dexterity roll.
Okay.
Probably an athletics.
Athletics?
No.
Okay.
Acrobatics, my apologies.
Oh, okay. Not great, but let's try it. That's a nat 1.
As you
He's
kind of
not
go
good
to
at the
grab
move.
his hand, and then the pair of you go into a fucking brawl, and the bell rings, and then it ends up with like your 2 corners coming out and pulling you out, and pulling you apart from each other. And the Minotaur sort of stood in front of you, and it's like, calm down. Calm down.
Tunk's winning.
I don't think you are. Look at him, and he's there grinning at you from across the way, and he's going to try a little intimidation on you actually. And you smile back at him. You're not affected by this at all.
Is it possible to stealthily get into earshot of what their corner is telling their fighter?
All right, so you guys are turning up now, are you?
Yeah, we're here.
We're not here.
Not yet. You are now. So you guys kind of turn up as the brawl kicks off at the end of round 1, I think, and you kind of making your way through the crowd.
And can we see the Jim Jam's corner?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I turn to Pups and say, "You go one way and I'll go the other. I'll try and get rid of one of his trainers."
All right.
Right. So which way you're going, Oshi? You're going to go to the
Anti-clockwise. Yeah.
All right. Cool. As you kind of make your way around, but we get to round 2 by the time that you guys kind of get there. As Tunk, you run back in. Let's do another set of initiative rolls as we're in a new round.
Cool.
Okay, 9 from Jim Jam.
10.
Oh.
Yes.
So Tunk, you kind of march your way forward. The crowd's like, "Wah!" This guy fucking crazy. As you go through an attack.
And Tunk goes, "I like you dancing," and then goes for another. It's a 9.
Now, unfortunately, it completely misses as he kind of ducks out of the way. He's going to go in for an attack himself with an unarmed strike. And misses. And he misses and he swings across and he's like, and the whole crowd are like, oh, it's like a real kind of moment of these fists going across but nobody being hit. As it comes back to you to continue with the onslaught.
And Tunk goes, Tunk can dance too. And goes for another hit. 18.
Oh, yeah.
Slams into his face. It's like bang, and it's like stops the dancing. As the guy's like, oh, and he kind of shakes his head as he loses one. And then he kind of like brings himself back around and moves around to the side of you and goes in for another attack. And
That's
misses.
a miss.
And it's like, and he literally, as he's there and he turns, he's like, yeah, I can still dance. I can still dance with your mama. And he kind of like brings up like this. And that word brings something forward in Tunk. And you go for an attack. Could you add 3 to this attack? You're going to add 3 of this to the damage as well. And you're going to have it with advantage. As there is a feeling that kicks in.
It's not good.
11,
so was it
though.
11?
Oh, 11, yeah.
Might be enough. There's a feeling that kicks in that you have not felt before. The only way to describe it would probably be called rage.
Rage.
11 meets it hits. As you swing forth, and you're going to add a 3 to, so it's going to be 4. So you hit this guy for 4 damage with your strong arm. Okay. And you come across and you see that jaw go, and those teeth fall out of his mouth as he spits onto the ground. The whole crowd are like, as he drops to a knee. You have an opportunity to attack again here as he drops down to the knee. Has
he moved backwards at all, or is he still within my range?
I think he's still within range.
Tunk is going to move 10 feet backwards.
And then ding, 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 as the round ends.
Oh, you little prick.
And he gets pulled back, and he gets pulled back into his corner. All right, so as you get kind of pulled back in, we have this kind of moment in the corner, and he's like, right, you've got him. But you need to fall over now, all right? You need to fall over. Tunk, look at me. And you're not even listening. It's like you're frothing at the mouth, really. Itching to get off the seat. Can you do a wisdom saving throw for me, please?
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking for 12 or higher.
12.
As you sort of shake on your seat, and it's almost as if you were going to get up before the bell rung, and you sit back down again. We swing around to the other side, and you see the captain of the ship is talking to Jim Jam. Which one of you is close?
I've tried to get close.
Okay, can you do a perception check for me, please?
Yeah. 8.
Most you can hear is he's supposed to fall. That's as much as you get. And then that's as much as you get, actually. I'm not giving you any more than that. Okay. As he stands up and the bell rings and they kind of come back forward again. All right, let's do some more initiative.
Okay.
Oh.
19.
Yes, Tunk. Always when I have no drink.
As you storm forward, you're almost running in rage as you leap forward towards the centre of the ring. Okay, up to you. You got 10 movement. You got 10 feet of movement here, but you're 15 feet away, so I'm not sure what's going to happen here.
Tunk's going to move forward and we'll go into dodge.
Nice, very, very nice. Okay, so this guy is going to take a step forward and he goes to hit you. I'm going to use a slightly different weapon here. was going to say club on here. It's not actually a club. Okay. 12. Does that hit?
It's a disadvantage, so it's a 7, which doesn't hit.
Ah, nice. As he swings, and what you notice, Tunk, as he swings, is that he got what looks like almost metal knuckles off his hand. As he goes and he swings for you, and you just, and it's like, I think, Oshi, you hear somebody said, "Oh, he moves so gracefully for such a large fellow." As you go in for the attack now, you're ready for the attack.
So he goes in for just a straight pop shot with his left.
Mm-hmm. So your rage has now disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We got so an 8.
8, which misses, I think.
Unfortunately, yeah, it does miss, and he goes straight in to swing for you. And it hits you for a crit. So that would actually still be a 1, but we'll call it a 2.
Yeah. 2.
As you punch through, and then he looks at you.
Tunk falls to one knee.
And it's almost like, and he looks at you and he's like, fall over. As you look up at him, this is your turn here.
Mm-hmm. And through Tunk's mind is that weird fever dream he had of his father, hammer on anvil, working a sword. Do not disappoint. And Tunk pushes his fist into the ground and raises himself up.
And the crowd goes, oh my god! It's really, really loud here. And the guy goes straight in for another attack before you can get up.
Okay.
So he's going to take advantage on this. So 18 hits you for another 1. You drop that down to that knee.
Okay.
And he's like, stay down.
Tunk looks up at him. Tunk doesn't fall. And he's going to stand to his feet again.
And this time you get all the way up. And what you're going to do from here. He's like, you see the shock in his face. He's like, right. And he gets ready for, he goes into position. He's like, right, you're not falling. Okay.
He's going to go for another swing with his good hand. 14.
Yep, it hits. And he hit down for 1. As the guy's like his eyes are starting to like blow up now as you kind of crack across the skull. And he sort of steps back a little bit and is like slightly dazed. Shakes his head and looks back at you, and he's very clear that he's trying to focus. And he takes a step backwards, giving you an opportunity attack.
Tunk is going to use his charger feat.
Yes! Yes!
So for people at home, when I use this action, when I use charger feat, I can use my action to dash, and then I can use my bonus action to make one melee weapon attack or to shove a creature. In this occasion, I'm going to be choosing the melee attack. So Tunk uses dash. He's going to take a step back. And he's going to fucking run towards him.
Great. As he sort of like, he looks up and he sees 2 steam trains essentially coming towards him, and then you go for the attack.
So this should give me a +5 to attack roll and damage roll.
Yep, so that hits. At Hugh's turn, can you explain what this last hit looks like?
So as this Jim Jam is seeing double, he notices that the 2 kind of images of Tunk are like kind of, it's like a Superman punch. So he's like in the air with the fist reclining backwards, and this bloodied stump comes towards him, and the two images suddenly align as they get closer to his nose, and then everything is black for him.
And then just as everything goes fucking mental, and I suppose everybody runs in, and they go to kind of grab hold of you and congratulate you. Can I get perception rolls from both of you guys, please? From Oshi and from Pups, please.
14.
9.
All right. Oshi, you see everybody run towards Tunk. And as they run, you see somebody who pulls a blade.
On the way to Tunk.
As they running towards Tunk.
Okay, Oshi, how far away are they?
I think you've got a crowd of about 10 people in front of you.
And the
It's
person
like-
with the blade is in front.
Yeah, so you're sort of like trying to get through a crowd if you're going to try and get through.
And is it one of the blades, yeah?
You have no idea. I think with the 14, you just see somebody with a blade.
Okay,
You'll have to ask her to rush her. You'll have to rush her.
She's going to pull out her blade and try and get to the person. Pull out her dagger and try and get to the person with the blade.
Okay, cool. So you kind of run forward, pushing through, and you kind of get to the back of them, and you put a hand onto their shoulder to try and pull them back. So let's do a grapple for me, so a strength. Let's do athletics from you.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's bad.
Oh,
I'll
that's
drink.
really bad.
I'll drink to that.
And as you kind of grab hold of the jacket, around the shoulder, but it's actually their jacket, and it rips off. And Tunkin, you feel a white hot something plow into your back. As you feel this kind of blood begin to pour down your back. I'm just going to roll the damage, and we'll see what it ends up as. Okay. Please don't be a 4.
It's higher than a 4.
Oh, it's 3. Okay. So you lose 3 hit
Oh, the
points.
first one was that. First one was. I'm happy to lose 3 hit points, Joe, but.
What's the highest one?
Oh, that was a previous roll for something else. The D20.
Yeah. That's the D20 for the grapple check.
Oh, well then fine. Tunk's still up.
You can feel it, and you just hear a whisper in the back. Enemy of the blade. And he kind of sneaks away. And he thinks he's done the job, to be honest. As he sneaks away, and everyone's sort of cheering, and you've got your arm in the air and all that kind of stuff.
Has Oshi still got his coat?
Yeah.
And can she see somebody without a coat on?
Let's do another perception. I think there's a lot of people going around here. This is like a big celebratory moment. There's like...
Come on.
13.
I'm going to roll it. Yep. So you see what you mostly see is the back door close. You see a back door close on the you just see the back door close.
And what's the Minotaur who Tunk likes? Is she near me?
Vimy.
Vimy.
I think you can see her. Vimmy's got close up to Tunk, and they're sort of holding them up. And now they've discovered that he's been stabbed.
Okay, cool. She can tell that they've like discovered. There's suddenly a panic. I'm guessing, like a
Yeah.
Okay,
There's a real
Oshi's gonna follow to the back door.
Okay, cool. So you run to the back door. Pups, you can hear in the crowd that Tunk's been stabbed.
Can I do a scan to see if I can see the person?
Yeah, sure. You can do a perception. I think to see the person.
Because I don't know they've gone.
No, you don't know they've gone. You don't. I think you didn't even see it happen.
Mm.
So you just heard that he's been stabbed now because it's like that kind of gone through the room.
Okay,
so
then
what is it you're looking for?
In that case, I'd look for Oshi.
Okay, cool. Let's do perception.
11.
Oh, 11, great. You see, you see her jacket or her hood go out the back door.
I'm going to follow.
Great. So you kind of rush off through the crowd. Okay, cool. So we get into this back alley of. Let's have a look. Let's bring you back to. Blackstar Lane.
This is so exciting.
Okay, so
tense.
you come back to here, behind number 207, and you kind of run. You see this guy kind of run off through the cobblestones, past the kind of back stables of the Pollock and Pearl. It's also the kind of the backside area of the barbers, and you can see the smouldering remains of fat cigars as well. Are you like loudly running after him, or are you quietly sneaking?
Well, Oshi's going to use her skulker feet. So she is, she's quickly but lightly running. And she's like going within the shadows of the building. So you can hide when you're lightly obscured from the creature from which you are hiding.
Like all right, so let's do some stealth.
Is there any chance we can twin wrap that with the fact that I know the back streets better than anyone else, and if I perceive that she's going away, I can like duck under fence panels and things?
Yep, sure. So let's do the stealth with advantage.
Yes, Oshi, get it.
13 and 19.
Okay, so I wanted it over 11, and you both have succeeded in that, so that's great. So you then have you start running, and you're silently running as you kind of go across everywhere. You see this guy continue to run through the back streets as he comes behind number 14, which is... What's number 14 again?
Stuff and things.
Stuff and things. And you see that the orc is there trying to kind of get his stuff and things away. And then you come round the corner of number 12, where number 12 is, and he's disappeared. Do you want to have a look?
For him?
Yep, let's do a perception.
Yeah.
Are you doing it, Dan, or shall I?
Do we both? Can I help?
Okay, you both have a look, so let's do one each.
Okay. 16.
All right, cool. Pups, you just notice that back window of number 12. Close up.
Without saying a word,
Actually, no. No, let me change that. Oshi, you see the window kind of close like this. Pups, you see somebody else down the alleyway casting Mage Hand to make that happen.
Are we next to each other?
Yes, but you see two different things.
Yeah.
I bang Oshi on the shoulder and just keep running in the direction of the person casting.
He
Oshi
sees you
follows him.
and pegs it as he runs round the corner. Let's go right round to here, into those street lights of what street is there? Oh, I keep forgetting what's the name of the streets that's there. Give me a second. Yep, onto Gut Alley. And literally, as soon as he hits that corner, you run around the corner with him, and you just hit into like high street traffic. And you look across, and it's just full of people for the evening rush. As you struggle to see where this guy went, and unfortunately, you lose sight of him.
Did we see what he looked like? Like maybe what if he was like?
He was wearing sort of dark hooded clothing. I don't think you saw any. I mean, you still got his jacket. So do you want to investigate his jacket?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Okay, let's do an investigation.
What's wrong with me today?
In a panic, you pull and you rip, really, and you pretty much destroy the jacket. And it's more out of adrenaline, but you just kind of end up ripping it apart, really. And you don't find anything of use at all. As you decide that, as you look up at pups, let's do that.
Should we check on Tunk?
You're both like absolutely exhausted from the run. You're heaving with breath as you're like pumped full of energy.
Who was it?
I don't know. He had a blade.
Yeah, he had a blade, but then he went to the Watchers, but then he didn't go to the Watchers. He went on.
He went to the Blades. He's from the Watchers.
No, he wanted us to think
yeah.
that he went to the Watchers. But how did he know? I thought we were so quiet. I just wish people would come out and fight in the open.
So he's a Blade.
Must be.
Pups, can you do a persuasion check for me? Because Oshi, you believe one thing, and Pups, you believe the other. So let's do a persuasion.
Natural 20.
Suddenly it all clicks into your mind, Oshi, of like trickery. Like, he's making me think it's one thing. They're making me think that the killer's from the Watchers, but he's not. He's from the Blades. And use that whole strategy kind of clicks into place for you. And it's almost like your worst fears are coming to light.
Do we check on Tunk or do we go to the Watchers?
What do you want to do?
I want to run away. I don't want to be here. That's what I want to do, Pups. I want to take the three of us and get us to a different place. But then we'll just be running again. I want to check on Tunk.
All that running sounds tiring.
Boom. You kind of look across and something you didn't notice before, you see somebody just cleaning the floor down an alleyway near you. And then they're kind of gone again and disappeared.
Go on.
No, you go.
I don't want to go. You tell me what you want to do. You're going to make more sense than me. What do you want to do?
When have I ever cared about making sense?
Okay, do we pack all our stuff and move ourselves out of here? Or do we go murder people?
Maybe it's not always about flipping a coin. Maybe there's more than two options. I want to go and check on our friend Tunk. And then tomorrow. We'll figure out tomorrow. Are you coming?
Yeah. You're so poetic.
As we kind of come around, following you kind of guys back into this this ring, and kind of lying on the floor, completely dazed out, bleeding through. This is nice big tum-tum. His tongue. He seems to be slightly greying. And there's people around him, and you can see that that Vimy is sort of kind of holding his face a little bit. She's got blood all over her hands. And you kind of look into her eyes. And you just about managed to make out a word. As you speak it out.
Do not disappoint.
She buries her head in your chest. Okay, Rob. Can I have a Constitution saving throw, please?
7.
Your eyes begin to kind of feel heavy. And you just close them just for a second. And you feel the warmth of a hearth. And then you're shaken awake. And standing over you is Nanny Lou. And she's like pushing herbs into the cut itself. She's like putting smelling salts under your nose. And she like slaps you. Slap! Mr. Tunk, Mr. Tunk. Wakey, wakey. And then you
hello.
And then you are out as it fades to black. Okay.
Oh, I thought he was going to die.
One more. If it was a 6, you would have died.
Dunk was ready to die today.
I know it was. Otherwise, I wouldn't have asked for that call.
Yeah.
Good.
That was fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was so epic.
So, we have some interesting things afoot.
Yeah.
So, the murder attempt. I'm going to say maybe the revolution has started. Yeah, I think so.
Seems to be the case.
And
Time to get back.
Exactly. Time to get back on this. So, of course, this is the time in which we would have to say goodbye for a week. But we'll be back again next week for these continued adventures. And actually to see if Tunk will survive this treatment. I'm not giving you any guarantees, Rob.
That's fine.
We're going to see how well your wisdom's going to be as you push through this.
All right.
But we'll do that next week, and we'll have a little chat during the week to kind of figure out what's going on.
On the
I hope you
dice.
guys, yeah, on the dice. I hope you guys have enjoyed this at home, especially if this is the first time you've joined us. Please do follow you and all that kind of jazz. I'm going to say thank you to the three of you. Of course, you have probably noticed that Baggy's not with us today. I guess she couldn't make it, but she is at magic school, learning magic stuff. Exactly.
I just love the idea that myself and Gabs are talking during the break that she comes back and she's like, guys, I've learned magic, and the whole place is burnt to the ground.
Yeah.
But as usual, I'm going to say the stuff, which is please continue playing games, keep playing role-playing games, and of course, please do keep safe. Love you all.
Love.
Mwah. And I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.